All students start making fun of Jinsuk for being arrogant and a fool. Sung-woo heads outside and asks the students to follow him. There are dead bodies all over the place and Sung-woo thinks that goblins did that. Han-ho spots a group of survivors along the way. Sung-woo can easily tell that these people have fought and survived against these goblins, and they have a bit of experience in this field. Jinsuk knows the leader of this group of survivors. His name is Taesung Park, and he's also the president of the student council. Taesung tells the students with Sung-woo that he also fought and survived against the goblins and he can guarantee their safety if they tag along with him. But he seems to have some ulterior motives. He tells Sung-woo that he can also join him if he destroys all of the monsters he is controlling using his class, because he thinks they are creepy and they can be a threat to other survivors. But Ji Soo-yeon intervenes and tells Taesung that he is full of shit and they don't even want to join his group. She also tells everyone that Taesung is a hypocrite and he embezzled student membership fees during the festival by fabricating an event staging company and its receipts. She was the one who reported him on the university website. Taesung becomes embarrassed after hearing it. Ji Soo-yeon leaves along with her party members. After a while, Ji Soo-yeon starts telling more details about Taesung to her party members. It turns out Taesung was a rich, spoiled kid and he used to take advantage of girls. Some of her friends were also abused by him. That's why she knew about the true nature of Taesung. Han-ho becomes enraged after hearing about the true nature of Taesung. Sung-woo suggests that they should take the path by the hill to escape the campus. There would be less monsters present there because there is low human activity in that area. Along their path, they spot an orc which is even bigger than the goblin boss. After spotting them, the orc makes a loud scream and plunges towards Sung-woo's party to attack them. Sung-woo is a bit excited because he has found a new material for the skeletons. The orc proves to be quite strong and he's about to hit Ji Soo-yeon, but a goblin skeleton takes the hit instead of her and perishes right there. The one-armed skeleton warrior attacks the orc and the orc receives massive damage because of the effect of 88% blade damage of the one-handed sword warrior. Sung-woo party flees into the forest and he uses his skeletons to bait the boss. When the orc is in the forest, he gets attacked by flying knives from Han-ho and the skeletons. The orc manages to deflect some knives. He starts smashing the skeletons, but there are a lot of goblin dead bodies around, and Sung-woo can make them again and again until he runs out of mana. Two skeletons take hold of the arms of orc. Sung-woo and Ji Soo-yeon charge at the orc together. Ji Soo-yeon manages to slash the leg of the orc, and one of his arms is chopped off by Sung-woo. The skeleton warrior finishes him off with a sword stab to the neck. Sung-woo's party receives 110 gold for defeating the orc patrol leader. Orc patrol leaders are a bit stronger than normal orcs. Sung-woo tries to make the orc patrol leader into one of his skeletons, but he fails to do so because of his low summon level. Some of Sung-woo's mana is recovered, so he uses his create bone weapon skill on the dead orc leader to forge some low-level bone clubs. He equips his skeletons with the bone clubs to reach a 5-member synergy with the same weapon to get extra buffs. He gives the sword of the one-armed skeleton warrior to Han-ho and tells him to return the sword back to the skeleton warrior if the need arises. When they reach the entrance, they again see a blocked path message which says that they need to defeat the boss monster within 8 hours, or if they fail to do so, the monsters in the area will grow even more stronger. A message pops up in front of them which says that an orc unit is beginning their hunt and they need to choose a suitable location to fight them. Orcs mostly use their sense of smell to track their prey, so it means that more people you have in your party, the more stronger orc unit will be dispatched to get rid of them. Sung-woo's party seems to be a bit safe because they are only a 3-member party and they will get less of a challenge as compared to Taesung's group. Suddenly, they start hearing screams from Taesung's group. They seem to have caught the attention of the orcs due to their large number of survivors. The first attack on Sung-woo's group has also begun and it seems like they only need to take care of 5 orcs. Soon they spot 5 orcs which seems to be searching for them. Sung-woo has an idea to lay a trap using the empty cars and his skeletons. When the orcs get close to the cars, Han-ho starts making fun of them by calling them greedy pig bastards. The orcs become enraged and start rushing towards him. Once the orcs are within the vicinity of the abandoned cars, the skeletons attack them by surprise with their clubs and they get knocked out due to the synergy effect of the clubs. Sung-woo, Han-ho, and Ji Soo-yeon finish off the knocked orcs with ease. They received a total of 231 gold for killing the 5 orc hunters. They also receive an additional award of 100 gold for killing the first wave of ambushers. Sung-woo got up to level 4 and he chose a random card which increased his maximum number of skeletons by 2. Now he can have a total of 7 minions at the same time, but his mana capacity is still only 50. Han-ho also received a high-speed stabbing skill which he can only use with the dagger. Ji Soo-yeon chose a strength card and gained 2 stat points. She's also feeling a bit stronger than before. Sung-woo asks Han-ho to give the sword back to the one-armed warrior skeleton because now Han-ho needs to use that dagger in order to fully monopolize his skill. On the way, they see 7 orc hunters attacking a bus. The people inside the bus are retaliating with a spear, but they cannot hold the orcs for a long period of time. Ji Se-yoon suggests that they attack the orcs from the front while the person with the spear attacks them from behind. But Sung-woo is skeptical about whether or not the person inside the bus will cooperate with them. He suggests a new better plan. Inside the bus, 2 persons, Kyun-soo Lee with a spear and the other with a shield and sword, are trying their best to fend off the orcs, but they seem to be scared. Meanwhile, a car with skeletons crashes into the orcs. The skeletons start massacring the orcs. The survivors inside the bus mistake them for worse monsters than the orcs. They are startled when they see Han-ho banging on the bus's door and calling them out. The spear guy tells Sung-woo's party that there is a machine which they can use to buy items with the gold they acquired by killing the monsters. It's basically an E-rank shop, and when Sung-woo turns it on, he has 3 roulette options including bronze, silver, and gold. Han-ho has 360 gold and Ji Se-yoon has 584 gold, so they can only go for the bronze option. Sung-woo has 1,552 gold and he can try the silver roulette, but he also has an unlimited rank roulette ticket he received early on in the lobby of the college building. Sung-woo taps on the gold roulette option and it starts spinning. He gets first place item due to his luck. It is a legendary class item called Tear of the Sea Spirit, and it increases the total mana by 200 and it boosts the mana recovery speed by 200%. Sung-woo is quite happy after receiving this item because he can summon a lot of minions again and again if enough dead bodies are present. Sung-woo spins the silver roulette using his 1000 gold and he receives a second place item, Vanguard Shield. Ji Se-yoon receives a second place sword in the bronze roulette called Leader of the Expedition Force. Meanwhile, Han-ho receives a C-rank potion bundle. It looks like Daesung's group is still fighting in the sports field. Sung-woo decides that they are going to help them using a bus instead of a car this time. Normal students are getting massacred by the orcs while Daesung and his other awakened friends are trying to escape the orcs by themselves. The bus arrives in the sports field and it crashes into the orcs. Kyung-soo Lee, the spearman, is driving the bus and he's quite happy because he's receiving a lot of gold for killing the orcs. Meanwhile, Han-ho and the skeletons are also getting rid of orcs by throwing knives at them. The bus stops near the survivors and Sung-woo tells the survivors to get inside the bus. Ji Se-yoon slashes an orc and the orc catches fire due to the effects of the fire whetstone which he has received after killing the first boss on the campus building's rooftop. The remaining orcs are easily killed left and right by Sung-woo and his minions. After the battle ended, Daesung and his awakened friends try to get on the bus but they are stopped by Sung-woo. Sung-woo knew that they were trying to escape using the other students as bait. Daesung is quite pissed after hearing it, but their conversation comes to a halt when they hear a roar and they receive a notification that the orc chief is infuriated by the failed hunt. Sung-woo gets a bit afraid after hearing the roar. He knows that he needs as much help as he can to defeat the orc chief. Sung-woo tells Daesung's party that they can join him if they are willing to listen to his orders. Daesung eats his pride and is about to enter the bus, but Sung-woo demands that Daesung should hand over his chainmail if he wants to hop on the bus. Daesung asks how he can protect himself without the chainmail. Sung-woo replies that he will protect him, and this is a small price he needs to pay for his protection. Sung-woo is now on level 5 and he can summon mid-level monsters like orcs. The skill card he chose allows him to summon 2 more minions. Now he can summon up to 9 minions. Sung-woo gave the chainmail to the one-armed skeleton, but he seems to be struggling with it. The one-armed skeleton is his oldest minion, that's why he gave him a nickname, Righty, because he only has a right arm. While Sung-woo is removing chainmail from Righty, Han-ho tells him that he thinks they need another bus if they want to keep rescuing more survivors. Sung-woo says that there is no need for that. He tells the survivors that they are gonna engage in combat with the orcs very soon, because the orc chief is pissed and he decided to wage an all-out war on the humans, unlike previously where they were only attacking in waves. One of the survivors breaks the silence and tells them that he saw over 100 orcs in the gym. This scares the survivors, and they receive penalties because most of the survivors have lost their will to fight after hearing it. But Sung-woo is sure that there are less than 100 orcs left because they already killed a lot of them. He tells everyone that he's going to fight the orcs alone. Daesung and his lackeys become more cocky after hearing it. They think Sung-woo was just lucky until now and he's soon gonna dig his own grave. Ji Se-yoon tells Sung-woo that killing 100 monsters is not gonna be easy, even for him. Sung-woo replies that even if they flock together, they are not gonna be useful because majority of the survivors are weaker than his skeletons. He tells his companions that they are helpful, but things are gonna get more dangerous. That's why he is not gonna take them with him. Jisoo thinks Sung-woo has a rational mind, but this time he is being a bit reckless. After escorting the survivors in a safe building, Sung-woo starts heading towards his next destination along with his minions. His party members are watching him from the bus, and they will rush over with the bus if something happens to Sung-woo. In the sports ground, Sung-woo comes face to face with a large number of orcs. There is an enraged red-haired orc who is commanding them. Sung-woo thinks that he is a mid-level boss. The red-haired orc orders the other orcs to attack Sung-woo. Sung-woo heads towards a small staircase where he and his minions make a stand. There is only one narrow staircase where the orcs can attack him, making his place easy to defend. Orcs start approaching the stair, and Sung-woo uses his bracelet skill Wild Berserker, which will give him and his minions a 10% attack increase and a 20% speed increase against all goblin-type enemies for 10 minutes. Skeletons start throwing their knives towards the orc, and they start falling like flies. The red-haired orc blocks the knives, and Sung-woo orders his skeletons to start attacking using the bone clubs, but they are easily overwhelmed by orcs. The one-armed skeleton becomes enraged after watching his skeleton friends getting decimated, but Sung-woo stops him because it's not his turn yet. Sung-woo resurrects the dead orc in place of the fallen skeletons. They will also receive a weapon synergy buff because there are more than 5 orcs with the same axe weaponry in the party. The skeleton orcs start decimating the orcs. Even if some skeleton orcs fall, new are resurrected to take their place, and they don't even get tired like the orcs. Sung-woo knows that this is the correct way of utilizing his Necromancer class. The survivors watching from the windows of the building are amazed after witnessing the onslaught of orcs by Sung-woo. His party members who are in the bus are also quite happy after watching him slaughter the orcs. Meanwhile, Sung-woo is impressed by his new legendary item, Tear of the Sea Spirit. It increases his total mana by 200 and his mana regen by 200%. The remaining orcs are still holding up fiercely, so Sung-woo orders Righty to jump into the fight. Righty takes care of the remaining orcs in a few seconds, and Sung-woo receives a new roulette ticket for slaying 100 monsters. It turns out Sung-woo is the 21st person to complete this achievement, and his rank will also increase to infinite status, which is only limited to 100 people. Sung-woo witnesses some fools crashing a bus into the main gate. On the other hand, School President Daesung's group is being kidnapped by orcs. Sung-woo heads towards their direction to save them, and other awakened people who were watching got pumped up and started following him. Sung-woo heads inside the building where orcs have kept Daesung's group captive, and a shaman orc, which seems to be their new boss, is present there. There are also many dead bodies of other monsters present in there. Sung-woo tells everyone to get ready, but the situation of Daesung and his henchmen is not looking good. Daesung begs Sung-woo to save them, but Sung-woo replies he will try his best, but he is not a miracle worker, and they got themselves into that situation in the first place. When Sung-woo's party charges at the orcs, they start killing the Daesung group members as some sort of ritual to enhance the power of the boss monster, and Sung-woo's group stops after watching this cruel scene. The boss gets a power buff after the sacrifice, and he uses Breath of Abyss on Sung-woo's party, and they all fall into a state of confusion. Their mana is also burning at a faster rate now. The reinforced boss monster makes his full appearance. He is a junior black magician orc chief. Han-ho drinks a potion to heal his status effect, and he offers it to Sung-woo. But Sung-woo is not affected by the boss's Breath of Abyss. On the contrary, his mana has increased up to 4,000 due to the effects of the Breath of Abyss, so he tells Han-ho to give the potion to Jisoo. Sung-woo's other stats have also increased temporarily due to the Breath of Abyss. Now he can summon 50 minions at the same time. The boss did not expect it to happen, and he is also confused by it. Jisoo and Han-ho starts rushing towards the boss, but Sung-woo stops them. He resurrects all the dead bodies inside the boss room. Sung-woo receives a lot of synergies due to this large number of minions possessing the same type of weapons. Sung-woo is now overflowing with power, and he's ready to show the true power of death to the boss. Magician Orc Chief smashes a lot of skeletons, but it is of no use because they keep reviving. Sung-woo's physical form has also temporarily changed, and the boss gets scared by him. He tries to run away, but the path is blocked from all sides by Sung-woo's minions. The boss makes his last-ditch effort to reach Sung-woo, but Righty chops off his head in one clean slash attack. Sung-woo receives 1,055 gold for killing the Orc Chief. Righty's rank increased up to level 3 after killing the Orc Chief. His defense and commander characteristics have also increased. Han-ho points out an item coming out of the boss's mouth. It's an item with devil attribute, and once a devil attribute has been accepted, it requires a lot of sacrifices in order to remove it. Sungwoo still accepts it because it is not that much different from his Necromancer class. He receives a legendary rank Devil's Bloodstone Orb. This item grants the user a Devil attribute which steals the enemy's mana by 2% during the fight, and if the enemy runs out of mana, it starts leeching their physical strength. Sungwoo returns to his normal state because the effects of the Breath of Abyss have been lifted, which granted him temporary power-up. Everyone is happy when he comes out, and they cheer for their hero. The seal on the gate is also lifted, and their tutorial is completed. So they leave campus, but the situation outside is also the same as the campus. Spearman Kyung-soo Lee tells Sungwoo that there are 2 buses available, and he can take all of them to a nearby military base, but Sungwoo makes an excuse that his house is nearby. All survivors leave on the bus, but Han-ho and Jisoo stay behind to tag along with Sungwoo. Sungwoo says to Han-ho that he can allow him to tag along if he lets him cut off one of his arms so he can reach maximum synergy with his one-handed skeleton righty. Spearman Kyung-soo stops his bus because he notices some dragons moving towards the bus which are moving. The dragons pick up the other unlucky moving bus and kills everyone inside it. Sungwoo and his friends can clearly see the scene. Sungwoo tells his companions that from now on, they are gonna find the monsters to hunt them and get more stronger, or their fate will be the same as the people on the bus. With this said, Sungwoo and his party get ready to start their next hunt.